Again, I'm a voyeur, so I love it. I'll watch it. I don't.
It
You know,
was definitely.
sideshows that would come in and stuff. Do you still do those?
Yeah.
Oh, and the butterflies, before you get on, you're waiting in line.
Certified freak.
Yo, what up, body shoppers? Jill Semino here with,
Mary Lou.
and Zoe is here, but they'll be jumping in any second. So we got Victor Bubbles, Big Bacchus, John Weiss, and Mike Mercer. Migo Tay. How is everybody? There's Zoe.
Hello.
We were running a little late today. We were all doing last minute stuff before we jumped on.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Whew.
Let me make some adjustments to my handy dandy camera here. I think I'm.
You're what?
Let's see.
Thank you, Bubbles. I had my annual photo shoot with Mora with Pics by Chicks. So I'm still all made up with a heavy makeup and hairspray, an entire hairspray can in my hair. So I could do my flips,
You could be standing in a hurricane and your hair wouldn't move.
Yeah, I'm like
Everyone loving the hair tonight.
yeah.
So you had a photo shoot today.
Yes.
You want to talk a little bit about that? Talk a little bit about Mora and your whole experience.
Sure. I know I've talked of my photo shoots with Mora before, but I do it once a year, and it's always a treat to get to see them and talk to them. Um, they're just like one of those people that you meet, and it seems like everything clicks. Like you've known each other your entire lives, but like we've known each other for 5 years now. And they're just such a hoot, they're so I call them Mora-isms because like the minute you walk in the door, it's compliment after compliment. And I've never had a boudoir photographer who's like, "Ooh, girl, yeah, show me that ass. I just love your butt. Okay, roll over. Give me this. Give me that. And it just, at times, it's like she's not even directing me on how to pose. It just comes naturally, and she's just like, "I love it. That's it. Yeah, you're reading my mind." Blah blah blah. And it's just a certain energy between the two of us. And of course, she knows what I do, what we do here. So it's funny to hear them like describe me to their makeup artist, and being like, kind of forewarning them, like, she's a very sex positive individual. So we'll be talking a lot about penises and, all of that stuff. So like, just letting you know, it's going to be that kind of day for us today. And then it's a lot of fun. And, for someone in, that's a photographer, and like they started out doing weddings, and now almost, 10 plus years, all they've been doing is boudoir shoots. And it's just the energy that she brings to the table, and she's just an awesome person. and she really just kind of like pulls it out of you like so naturally. So I always look forward to it.
Sounds like she can be a sex cheerleader too.
Well, actually, she's a confidence coach as well. So,
Oh.
like right now, she's doing her a couple of workshops and so forth on confidence and building up people's confidence and how they view the world and so forth. So, part of her photography goes into that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, it seems like you enjoy working with her.
I do. And we were actually talking about that. Potentially, they could be the person that's going to be coming in doing the um, posing workshop for like boudoir or selfies at home.
Okay.
I know that was something that was kind of like requested on one of the news feeds. If we could do a workshop of that nature for one of the social Sundays, and so I got to talk to them about that today, and it seems like they're on board.
Cool.
Well, so
So you've done quite a few boudoir type shoots, and I get the sense, based on what Mary Lou was saying and a little bit of conversations that you and I have had about boudoir shoots, it seems like that's something that can be a very emotionally fulfilling experience.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, it just makes you feel hot. Like, it gives you that confidence to see yourself in that light, I suppose. It just, I don't know, empowering,
yeah,
probably comfortable in my skin, like I feel sexy and I know it sort of situation.
mhm, yeah. That's why I say when you're with Mora, it's like this. She throws out these more what I call Moraisms, and it's like from the minute you walk in the door with no makeup on and totally like, okay, you're gonna come here, just wash your hair, don't do anything else, wear frumpy clothes, and we're gonna make you up and do your hair and everything else. And from the minute you walk in the door, she's like, "Girl, you're just looking hot today. You're on fire. You're this, you're that," and it's just like, I guess for me, not the first time I actually did a photo shoot with her, I was kind of like, who is this bitch like talking to me like this? Like, what the fuck? Okay, oh, okay. And then when I realized that it was just her nature of morale boosting, like Big Vodka says, and just kind of like letting allowing you to let your nerves, the nervousness and the tension and everything go away, and just have it be like this is about me. This is for me. Like, I'm not doing this, no offense, G. I'm not doing this for you. And I'm not doing it for anybody else that's going to see my pictures. I'm doing it for me. You know? So it's a lot of fun. And, what I love about them is, like I said, they, not only do they do your hair, your makeup, like she dresses you, like she actually goes out and shops for me. So I don't have to bring any clothes, anything. I just show up and she's literally has a closet just for me with clothes with, the prices, the tags still on them and everything. And it's like, this is your closet. Try these outfits on. Let's see what fits. Okay, these are yours. Cut off the labels and boom, let's go. So to have someone do a consultation with you the first time and get you and visualize, how you want to see yourself through their eyes, is like, wow. Like she gets it. She gets me. So that's always a lot of fun.
So I put their website up for anybody who's interested in checking it out. It's picsnightchicksphotography.com.
Yeah.
And I know we have a number of, I would say, sort of pro-am boudoir photographers that are members of the club also.
Mm-hmm.
Zoe, you've done a couple of shoots, I think, with at least one of our members. No,
Yeah, JCat's Boudoir is their
what is it?
business Instagram. JCat's Boudoir, JKAT dot boudoir. They do a lot of my. If you look at my profile on the site, they do all of the like neon-y photo shoots. Absolutely lovely photographer. Could not recommend them enough.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've often joked around about the idea of doing a sort of George Costanza on the sofa shoot, and I thought it would be fun or funny at least to have a calendar with Body Shop members dressed in that same attire and posing on the sofa. I don't know what kind of it's a particular kind of sofa, and I don't know what it's called.
Wasn't it like a chase?
Yeah, maybe like a chase, something like that. Are you familiar, Zoe?
Nope.
I didn't think so. It's from the show Seinfeld.
They're still like, nope.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't a big Seinfeld fan. I did watch it, but that particular, I had actually seen that particular episode, and I thought it was kind of funny. So we should do a guys' boudoir shoot day.
Boudoir shoot day.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I
got a
did.
whole club. You got a whole club.
Well, that's true. I did have a conversation over the weekend. Somebody, and actually, we were talking about the guys' spa day takeover.
Mm-hmm. Pedicure.
Yeah.
Yep, in pedicures. In fact, did Victor pop in? Oh, there he is.
Ah,
Speak of the devil. I was mentioning to Victor about that. I'd asked if he had a pedicure before, and I think I remember his answer was no.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'd like to. I know Big Bacchus, I think, was involved in that conversation too. Maybe.
There was a few people that were interested,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
if I recall correctly.
We'll have to figure out how to make that happen because I'd really like to do it as like a takeover, but it would probably have to be on sort of an off day, maybe. I don't know, or off hours.
Maybe.
Or like a guaranteed amount of certain, like a minimum. You know how like there's like bar minimums, like
Right, like
event minimum.
because you can only do so many pedicures at a time, right? I mean, you'd have to have a bunch of
Yeah, and I mean just
nail
their
technicians.
staff, their amount of staff that would came.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would definitely say that is their pricing. Like I noted, it includes hair, makeup. It's a full day. Like I started at 10 in the morning and I got done at 5. So it's but they're definitely worth it. I will tell you that. They are also having an open house on March 1st.
Oh,
So you can actually, and I'm going to be one of the models about how she poses people. So you can always go to their open house and see the studio and all the things that they have available for their shoots. So
I just put the link in the chat so you guys can click on that for anybody who's interested.
yes. And today at 8:20. Ooh, I gotta check.
It is 8:20.
I know that's what I'm saying. I gotta check. She generally releases like a few clips of who she photographed for the day. So it might. Oh my god. Okay. I don't know if I can post these. They look so.
Is it on? Is it the link that I started?
No, it's in a I don't know if can I send this? Oh my god, these are great. Maybe I could just share it on my screen.
Yeah, you could probably do that.
You know, let me get out of here and see if I can do a screen share real quick. Oh my god. Dun 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 dun.
Well, while you're doing that, I just want
I'll
to
look for it. Yeah.
people. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So there's one.
Oh, bookmyboudoir.com. Oh, is
Well,
that-
she's got several sites.
okay.
Okay. So there's that one. There's another one there. And then there's that one. I don't know where my undies are in that one, but
They may or may not be on you.
yeah, I think they were not on me at that moment in time.
Big Bacchus says, aren't words fun? Posing is okay, so to speak, but being a poser is totally different connotation.
Oh my god.
I mean, isn't the person who's posing a poser?
Yeah. I don't know. But either way, so this is part of my shoot from today.
Yeah, looks great.
That's so
No.
cool.
So
That is sick.
it was funny because when we did this one, there's one that's not in there. I had the old white wife beater, and she like spritzed me with water, and I did the whole and ripped it off of my body. So I would assume that one was not Facebook shareable, but
Why, can you see nipples?
you saw everything
Oh,
because it was just the wife beater, and I ripped it off. So yeah, but these are all. It's like yay!
They look really good. I like the pink one.
I like
That
I
one.
I like the
that
pink one.
yeah,
Wow.
they're all very good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, it was fun today. That's what my day consisted of.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
While I'm thinking about it, I want to give a big shout out to Keith Bean. Last week, as you can see, they just posted. They came in and worked 2 full days on putting the new flooring in the club's lobby. And I'm pretty sure he wanted to kill me at the end of it because he did not look happy. But it came out gorgeous. So, and I know the floor isn't necessarily something that everyone pays attention to, which is weird because everyone seems to look at shoes, or at least the ladies do. But yeah, the floor definitely came out wonderful. So big pops to Keith Bean. Thanks, buddy. Actually, I think we had a bunch of stuff we had talking about today. I know Zoe was making a list and checking it twice.
Yeah, it was. I know.
Do share,
Also,
do share.
good thing I made 2 because I'm on my second one. Before the live stream, I made 2 chai tea lattes because I knew I would chug the first one.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got? Polyamory, ethical porn, and those were 2 of the ones that I wrote down that I can see in my handwriting at the moment.
Well, let's talk about ethical porn first.
Okay.
Because who doesn't like talking about porn? Except for maybe a few people.
Okay.
So we were having a conversation with some friends over the weekend, and the subject of ethical porn came up. And I think based on the conversation, there were different interpretations of what ethical porn, I guess, generally means. So I really wanted to explore that a little bit and maybe even get some feedback from some of the viewers, people that are watching, what their thoughts are on that are. But my understanding of ethical porn is that it's done so in a way where I'll make a comparison. There's very hardcore porn where, generally speaking, women are portrayed as objects or being objectified. Most or a lot of porn seems to be geared towards the male gaze. Ethical porn seems to be not the opposite of, but geared more towards being treating everybody with respect within the porn. But that's kind of my general understanding. I think there's many facets to it, but I'd like to get your guys' take on that.
Well, ethical porn, as I understand it to be, it can be interchangeable with the term feminist porn or fair trade porn. And what that means is that it honors more consent. It, treats all the performers with respect, and it pays everyone fairly as well. So Bacchus is asking, is ethical considered different than consensual adults?
So there's not to switch gears, but there's a little bit of debate even in between, when we talk about ethical non-monogamy and consensual non-monogamy. I think ethical is sort of an all-encompassing term for it. I think in order for it to be ethical, it needs to be consensual.
Right.
I think ethical, though, I mean, sans the whole E&M, C&M argument. Like, when it comes to porn specifically, ethics also meaning, like, the rate of pay for all the performers.
Right.
Right.
It's when it's an ethical porn, it's about consent, safety first, communication amongst everyone. And as like John says, when it pertains to sapphic scenes, they're intimate scenes where no one is being used and everyone looks comfortable and consenting. A lot of what is considered to be ethical porn is written by women, filmed by women, and the production companies are owned by women as well. That's another facet of what's considered to be ethical porn.
Well, that's certainly true of, so the club primarily, and I think almost exclusively now, gets its porn through a service provider called Adult Time. And it's adulttime.com. Now, to be fair, we used to, the reason I initially went with them was because we could actually stream live from a Roku device. But some time ago, Roku pretty much locked down all of the, I don't know what you call it, non-official channels, unofficial channels that were on Roku. So now you can't stream it. But we do still have our subscription. So we do download the porn and play it. And you'll notice that sometimes in some of that's playing, definitely there's some sort of plot or storyline to it, despite the fact that we can't hear it or listen to it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of those production companies within Adult Time are female production companies or female-run production companies.
And it's interesting, like one of the things that is not in ethical porn is any porn that's titled barely legal, because it's not ethical if you're implying that it's okay to have sex with someone that is under the legal age.
Yeah, the barely legal thing is really kind of without yucking on others' yum. It is legal. The name does suggest that it is legal and that they're newly legal.
Right.
So to each his own. But,
right.
but the body shop does operate sort of on under a different set of standards when it comes to things like that, and which is why we deal with a company like Adult Time.
Right.
Talking about ethical porn reminds me of like, have you guys ever like listened and or like read about Mia Khalifa's like experience in the porn industry?
I have not.
So it's kind of crazy. I was like looking into it, so if I look distracted, it's because I wanted to get my facts straight. But essentially, so everyone knows who Mia Khalifa is in terms of like her work within the industry. She only initially starred in like, she's been on record to say that she only starred in like a few porns and only made around $12,000 off the industry as a whole. But because like the performance contracts and stuff like that she signed by these like kind of predatory porn companies, they can essentially like remix and re-upload those videos for as long as they want. And it's kind of crazy that like one of the most well-known and like these contracts, when they re-upload these things, it doesn't require her consent because it was signed off for that video specifically. Like it doesn't require her renewed consent or anything like that. But yeah, she's like literally one of the most famous porn stars, and she only made like a dozen videos. Just wild.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name of the actress that. Now this is probably going back into early to mid 2000s, and the name's escaping me right now, but she more or less was a similar story. She was one of the most popular adult film stars out there, and finally just broke out on her own and said, I'm going to do this on my own. I'm not going to do it through a porn production company anymore. And I'll try and look it up and maybe we can talk about it again. But
for a minute there, I thought you were going back to like the 80s and Tracy Lords.
No. That's
Like,
a whole different ballgame.
That's a whole different ballgame, but still, someone who was taken advantage of by the industry.
There's I don't know a ton about that particular industry, and there are so many different companies out there involved that it's hard to, any generalization would lump people in different camps one way or the other. And I think, if you're going to watch porn, it's something to consider. Who made it? How did you get it? How's it being delivered? And, are the people in those films, being treated fairly? So kind of hard to know, I guess. So unless you deal with Adult Time. And we get nothing for that, by the way. It's not like we get some sort of kickback or whatever by recommending them. We actually, Zoe, you do a lot of the porn searching. What has been your experience with that? I mean, what do you find?
It's good. They got some crazy niche stuff on there. That's for damn sure.
Crazy niche? What can you even say what one of the
let me find give me 2 seconds. Let me find the exact creator of this one porn. Because it's an animated porn. So let me find the creator.
Well, if anyone who's actually interested in some of the production companies that do ethical porn, there is Lust Cinema. That is one. There's another one called Make Love Not Porn. And it's because everyone that is in their movies are actual real couples who get paid to film themselves in their most intimate moments.
Nice.
With no production company, no, anything. I mean, on the back end, it's tweaked for quality, but other than that, they're like, it's not like we're anti-porn or anything. It's just that we want to see real people in everyday lives, The biggest one is Bellesa, Bellesa. That's another one. Joy Bear. So there's quite a few out there. And ethical porn doesn't need to be a visual thing either. There's another company called Dipsea, Dipsea, and it's more or less audio.
Hmm.
No.
So like audiobooks,
Right.
pornographic audiobooks.
Pretty much, but it's they're taking the storyline and taking actual like moments audio of people having real sex.
Hmm.
You know? So yeah, there's a lot of ways to get your ethical porn out there.
I can't find the creator, but the video is called Milky Moo Farms, and it's
Milky what?
Milky Moo Farms.
Milky Moo Farm.
Hmm.
I think like I'm
I want to say I've shown G it before.
yeah, but no, but you say it, and I'm visualizing like a Sims gameplay where it's these
Like
cows
Farmville.
with these cows fornicating. I don't know why that's the first thing.
You know, Mary Lou, it's kind of silly you say that because it is a very similar in animation to The Sims, I will say.
Okay.
Uh, and it's kind of like the Olympics, but with like penis milking, and they have buckets underneath.
And what was the last thing you said? Penis milking and what?
It's like the Olympics of penis milking, and it's these two. It's Futanari porn or like trans hentai porn, and it's these two trans women, and they're getting milked on a table in a Olympic style event to see who can come the most.
Okay.
Me explaining this reminds me of that one Jimmy Fallon sketch where they like pick up the box and they're like, you have to explain it, and then it's like, you lie. But I'm not lying.
Alrighty then, we'll have
It
to
sounds
check that one out.
interesting. That
So
kind of
Milk
reminds.
Moon Farm.
Milky Moo Farms.
Milky Moon
Okay.
Farms. Okay.
It kind of right. Just the brief description of it reminds me of a Japanese game show that I don't know how I found it, but I used to watch it. This was like in my teen years, um, where it was like a game show, and these couples had to do all these, um, uh, things for the game show to work, and some of it was like literally seeing how much semen you can hold in your mouth and then spitting it into a test tube, and whoever had the most like won that round. Yeah, it was like I said, this was like when I was like 17, 18 years old, and it was very like
Crazy.
I don't know how I found it. I think I think at that time we had a oh my god, we had oh my god, we had a cable box that had we had a friend that kind of tweaked it a little back in the days, and somehow I came upon this channel, and 10 o'clock at night, boom, game show time.
There was a it came out in, so I had to look it up. It came out in 2016, but there was this like little game show that the porn site X Hamster did called The Sex Factor. Did you watch it at all?
I know what you're talking about, yes.
So the whole concept of this game show was like they took like, I want to say it was like 10 and 10 or like some number, but it was like 10 guys and 10 girls who were all amateur porn stars, and like put them through these like various challenges to
Mhm.
see who would be like the next big porn star in the porn industry. And so like they had like random challenges, like they had like $20 to go to a Goodwill and buy props for like a role play porn, or like trying to think, they did like photo shoots and stuff like that. They did this one challenge where it was like all the guys, they like all the girls were like making out and the guys were like circle jerking around them, and it like the person who came last like won like an advantage in the game, and like it was a wild show. But
Yeah.
do you want a spoiler alert?
Go ahead.
The female winner was Blair Bananas, and she's a pretty big porn star nowadays. So I would say it was a successful television show.
It was only
I don't know what
one
happened.
season.
I know. I wanted there to be more, but like, she was a big. She is. I would say she still is a pretty big name in porn, and that was where she got her start.
Hmm.
There was one contestant though. I guess she did a scene with James Dean, and told like producers, she's like, "Yeah, I've never done professional porn before." Like da 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 da. Da. They're like, "What's this scene of you and James Dean?" And she got kicked out, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
oh."
shame, shame, shame.
Just I want to circle back really quick. Big Baka says it was odd to equate feminism with ethical porn.
Mhm.
Feminism is definitely a plus. I agree, and I think I was sort of trying to encapsulate like that generalization. I mean, certainly male producers or other producers can produce ethical porn,
Right.
and women producers can produce non-ethical porn.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I think it's just more of a generalization, and what I understood it more to mean was just, I'll say, the softer side of porn, not softcore, because definitely what we see is not softcore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's been times where I'm like,
Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite studio producer, Zoe, since you've been perusing Adult Time?
Everyone already knows I like Ricky's Room because it's like Ricky's Room, and like I don't know what genre it is called, but like I call it like semi-professional porn. Like it still has some amateur vibes about it, but it also has some like professional porn vibes about it, which I feel is more realistic but still sexy.
Hmm.
Like it gives the same sex appeal as like pro porn, but like the realism of amateur. Does that make sense?
Yeah, pro-am. It's pro-am porn.
Yeah.
I definitely like Ricky's Room porn also.
Ricky's Room porn is really good porn. And he's got a massive dick. Absolute monster cock.
hence why sometimes I'm walking by the screen and I'm like,
It reaches from one end of the taxi bar to the other.
the other end. Yeah.
Massive penis. All the ladies on it are always hot as hell too. Like it's good porn.
Adulttime.com, guys.
Adulttime.com/Ricky's Room.
Yeah.
So, you brought up polyamory earlier as one of the things we wanted to talk about, and I personally don't think I have a lot of experience specifically in polyamory.
Mm-hmm.
But Mary Lou and I were talking over the weekend about somebody had shared a story about their specific experience in polyamory, and while I think there are different versions of polyamory, and it can be experienced in different ways. Mary Lou, you were more privy to this, and I didn't know if you wanted to share a little bit about that. If you can give some details without giving away who, what, wheres. This was Sunday afternoon we were talking.
Okay. I had so many conversations on Sunday. I am so sorry. I'm like in the middle of like brain fog with the
That's okay.
conversations from Sunday.
I think it was more and part of the conversation was about having primaries and and forgive the reference, secondary people, and sometimes how people perceive those things to be and how they unfold. Meaning, what happens when you're in a primary relationship or as a primary or metamor? Is that Is that the right word? Metamor.
Metamor. All right. You have your
Um,
metamor. Your.
and those and maybe that those dynamics switch to another person, maybe somebody else that's a part of that polyamory group,
Mhm.
metamor switch. And I didn't know if that's something that's common within polyamorous relationships, where the primaries can switch.
It is not, and that's I think why the subject was broached, because at that point, that particular conversation, it seemed like um, the the male primary um, was switching the context of their rules and or boundaries of their polyamorous relationship, so much so that it was making the other person, the um, their partner, um, feel as they were all of a sudden being pushed out of the way and being made the secondary partner. Um, so yeah, that it spurred up a lot of conversation as we were in the book club reading Polly Wise, and how that in itself was somewhat unethical and almost as if they were using the ruse of being polyamorous to cheat from a different perspective. So that was the, if I'm remembering the conversation that
Yeah, I was just trying not to give a lot of detail,
yeah.
and I wasn't privy to the conversation, but I thought it
Mhm.
was important to touch base on that. The difference between an actual polyamorous relationship
Mhm.
and one that is using the label, but it's clearly something different.
Right.
And, for me personally, in order for something to be considered polyamorous, there does have to be an agreement or an understanding between those in that dynamic of what that relationship looks like.
Mhm. Yeah.
It can certainly change over time, but
Mhm.
that's with discussion and consent.
Right. Because, you have kitchen table polyamory. You have all these different types of polyamory in the context of how they relate to each other. Not all of them fluid bond, not all of them, like I'm I might be in a family of 6, but that doesn't mean that I'm partnered with everyone. I may have feelings and love and for everyone in the polycule, but I may only interact with 3 in the sense of being intimate, or I may only interact with my primary and one other one. You know, in that sense of fluid bonding. So everyone has their own way and definition of how they want to run their polycules or their triads. But overall, the overall discussion, because it was something that was in the book in itself, between the writers, because it was their firsthand experience of how things switched, and all of a sudden it wasn't like their needs were being met as the primary, and because there was this new energy, new relationship energy, the other person was getting all of the attention and um, all of their wants and needs met, and it kind of put them in that moment of like, well, are we all in this, or am I getting pushed out? Well, and how did they um, not just react to that, but have the conversations about that?
Yeah, I think that in order for any polyamorous relationship to be considered an authentic polyamorous
Hmm.
relationship, transparency and honesty have to be number one.
Yeah, definitely.
Period. If you don't have that, you don't have a polyamorous relationship.
Hmm.
I mean, fuck, even in monogamous relationships, I would say.
What's that?
I said, I mean, fuck, even in monogamous relationships, I would say the same thing still applies.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's where there's a common misconception when people start talking about ethical non-monogamy or swinging or polyamory or anything that involves being multi-partnered. There's, for people that are outside of that sphere, um, there's this generalized assumption that it's somehow cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cheating only exists if, even in a game, to cheat in a game, is to break the rules, break the agreement of how the game was designed to be, experienced.
Right.
And so if everyone agree, if the three of us are playing Monopoly and we all decide that we want to change the rules, and whatever that may be, if you pass go, you get $1,000 instead of $200, and we all agree, then that's the rules of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's still the honesty and transparency and agreement.
Right. Yeah. And, as Big Bacchus says, there's so many facets of polyamory and the many ways of doing poly. But in most, it's true. Switching the primary, it's a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there should absolutely be a discussion about that.
Mm-hmm.
And to be blunt, if you are in some sort of relationship like that and that doesn't exist, the honesty, transparency, and agreement, then get out.
Or at least it's time to review things
Yeah.
with all involved. Excuse me.
At a minimum.
At a minimum, yeah, because if you don't have the discussion about being uncomfortable, it's only going to get more uncomfortable.
Yes.
To the point where you do have feelings of like, well, wait a minute, everyone else's needs are being met and everyone else is getting a piece of the pie except for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
For sure.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was our book club, part of our book club discussion on Sunday, which again, thanks everyone for coming out to it. It's always a lot of fun to get everyone's different viewpoints and how they interpreted the book, or in some cases where you're reading something in the book and you're getting like, well, what the hell? That's not, you're getting upset at the writer because it's like, how could they do that? Oh my God. Um, because, this obviously Polywise was not a fictional book. It's an educational book, and it's from a firsthand perspective of a couple who are both therapists that ventured into polyamory. But it was definitely the discussion was very good in reference to the book and other people's experiences. So much so that we set a time limit to the door would open at 2. We would start the group at 2:15 and be done by 3:30, and it was like 3:45, and we're like, okay, I want to be respectful of everyone's time, but we said we'd be done now. Do you guys want to keep talking? And those who were like, oh my God, yeah, I gotta go. And then there was the small group of us that were still for a little bit. So, but it was good.
I think it would be nice to give some consideration to maybe hosting a once a month sort of open forum discussion about ethical non-monogamy, polyamory, kink, the various aspects of alternative relationships, and just have it be like the phrase that came up to mind was like an AA meeting, so to speak, but just kind of a get together. Like let's literally ask questions, get opinions, pick the brains of your peers. There may be people that have more experience in certain aspects that can share. I don't know what that looks like or when we do it, but I think based on your description of how the book club has unfolded both times now, it seems like there might be some interest or a need for that sort of get together.
I think there would be. Obviously, I think that we would have to pick the subject matter and be the facilitators in how it would go. Just like for next month's book club, we decided, we started out with 2 books that um, were, not to say that they were heavy reading, but just that it was like, wow, a lot to discuss. So we decided that next month's book was going to be a little bit more of a spicy book, more fiction rather than nonfiction and educational. So we're kind of delving into, it's a series of books called The Salacious Players Club, and the first one is called Praise. So that's going to be our series for the year, and every other month or every other 2 months, we're going to pick the next book in that series to kind of spice things up a little bit. Yeah.
So a little
Raunchy.
literotica, so to speak.
Yes. Because like I said, sometimes when you start getting into some of the books that like I curated for the book club, they can get a little like heavy in thought and in concepts. So throwing something in there that's more fiction based and spicy and maybe more like romancy novel, literotica type of structured book, would also change the audience that comes to the book club a little bit.
Maybe.
So people can choose which book they want to participate in and which theme. So yeah, I was I think there were like 5 of us who had actually never heard of the Salacious Players Club, but I had a few members that brought it up to me as being one that could possibly be of interest. So I'm like, ooh, yeah.
Is it on audiobook?
It is on audiobook, and it also is it's like I said, it's a series, so you can actually buy all 6 books at once. It's also on Kindle, so yeah, something different.
Cool.
Yeah. Somigote says, I would love that because it's always great to hear different perspectives and experiences in reference to having an open forum.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out how to put that together.
Yeah.
So.
I think that would be kind of cool.
We could make it like a Jubilee video and be like 1 monogamous versus 20 E&M. You ever see those videos? Where it's like, I don't know.
One person's point of view versus 20 other people's experiences and how to have that.
One person who likes pineapple on pizza versus 20 people who think it's a war crime.
Yeah.
First of all, pineapple absolutely can go on pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hawaiian pizza, ham, pineapple. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
I remained a neutral party in my statement.
What's that?
I said I remained a neutral party in my statement.
Jesus. Are you pleading the 5th?
I'm pleading Switzerland.
Listen, there's nothing wrong if you don't like pineapples on pizza. I can totally get that. It sounds disgusting.
I feel like pineapple is okay on pizza. I've had it a few times, and it's okay. It's nothing to write home about. Pineapple on pizza under the influence of nature's herbs and spices is a very wonderful time.
But see, I feel like that about like even something like a barbecue chicken pizza. Like I can eat it. It's pizza, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ever try the pickles on pizza?
Ooh, no.
People do that. That's
pizza?
interesting. Mm-hmm. That's an interesting one.
But we talked about the pierogi pizza.
Yeah, mashed potatoes on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Still weird.
But it was so good.
The pizza shop I used to work at, we had a buffalo chicken, not a buffalo chicken. We had a chicken broccoli Alfredo pizza. That was always interesting.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's basically you're just putting whatever toppings you want on some sort of bread.
Yeah, I mean it's just a sandwich with extra stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Pizza.
Bacchus says
sandwich.
tomatoes are fruit, and they do go on pizza.
Pizza is just a chickenless chicken parm.
Okay.
I mean, like, kinda. Honestly, it's the ingredients of a chicken parm without the chicken.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Until you put chicken on it, does that make it chicken?
And
parm?
then I mean, I feel like if you put chicken on a pizza, you could be like, oh look, it's chicken parm pizza, but it's just a pizza with chicken on it.
So, like if you order,
Does that make it a chicken parmesan sandwich?
Here, G, how would you make a chicken parm pizza if you were a pizza maker?
Ooh.
Would it involve a red sauce, cheese, and chicken?
Okay, wait a minute.
Silly
And
you
it's
say that. I know something else
regular-
that involves a red sauce, cheese, and chicken, and it's just chicken on pizza.
Yeah. So, like, but here's the thing: it's got to be a breaded chicken cutlet for it to be a parm pizza.
Fair.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
I too can put chicken nuggets on a pizza.
I was thinking the same thing. What if
Cut
you
up
ordered
chicken nuggets on a pizza.
You
Oh,
ordered
okay,
a
hold
pizza.
on. Who's chicken nuggets?
I mean, we're not as long as they're breaded.
Yeah.
Chicken parm pizza.
McDonald's chicken nuggets?
Gee, you were literally just talking about pink soylent. I'm saying in terms of general ingredients.
They don't have to be dino chicken cut,
breaded chicken,
tenders.
cheese, red sauce, dough. That would be both a chicken parm pizza and a pizza with chicken on it.
Now, wait a minute. Now, Bacchus says that pizza is an open-faced sandwich. I believe. So Zoe is not far off.
See what I'm saying? They get
Isn't
it.
that a
They get it.
calzone?
Well, a
I thought
calzone
calzones
is
were like kind of like the ravioli of pizza.
that is true.
You know what there's a little
It's actually
is a calzone a ravioli? If we think about it.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Okay.
Or an uncrustable but adult version.
I'm kind of with you on the uncrustable aspect.
You know what I mean? And just
A dino chicken parm pizza. There you go, Bubbles. We're speaking the same language because that's all I could like. That's what I'm like literally seeing in my face.
Well, just to kind of wrap up the food thing, we did have a conversation earlier today, and Teresa was talking about making pasta. What was it for this weekend coming up, Zoe?
I believe for Saturday.
She said she was going to make red pasta, and I mentioned something about meatballs, and she says, well, we just did meatballs this past weekend. And I said, first of all, if you do not include meatballs with pasta, it is a literal requirement that you go to confession afterwards.
It's an abomination.
It is sacrilegious to not have meatballs with pasta. I don't care if they're impossible meatballs, sausage meatballs, lamb, veal, ground meat,
Turkey
ground
meatballs.
mushroom,
Can
turkey
you make
meatballs.
fish meatballs? Like a seafood pasta situation? Or are mussels and like scallops just the meatballs of the sea? Honestly? Honestly, they kind of are.
That chicken
Now
in
that I'm
the
saying
sea.
it. I feel like a scallop is like a meatball of the sea.
Oh my god.
Zoe,
It's like, what?
we're talking about pasta here. We're talking about pasta or red sauce.
Okay, but I'm saying like in a seafood pasta dish, what would
Right.
be a meatball? Because like
That would
you
be
still have like
That would be the
Alfredo and
meatball. I would say a scallop would definitely be the meatball.
A scallop is like the meatball of the sea. Thank you.
John
no.
says the crab balls.
Crab balls, crab cakes.
Yeah.
The real question is, do you put Parmesan on seafood pasta?
Yes.
Yes.
No,
Parmesan goes on many things.
not
Okay.
seafood pasta.
Hey.
What?
Not seafood pasta. You don't put Parmesan on that
What?
Why not?
Yeah, what?
because you're not supposed to. It's
Who
like a whole
says?
thing.
Someone type
Italian
this in.
everywhere.
Ask
everywhere.
Google. Ask Siri.
Italian.
No, that's a hard pushback on the no Parmesan on pasta.
I promise you.
I can promise you I'm putting Parmesan on seafood
I
pasta.
mean, you can, but Italians don't like it. According to traditional Italian cuisine, no, you should not put Parmesan cheese on seafood pasta, as the strong flavor of the cheese can overpower the delicate taste of the seafood. It's generally considered a culinary faux pas to add Parmesan to a fish-based dish.
Oh, it vandalizes the dish.
Those are some harsh words about
I'm just-
Parmesan.
Hey, that's
No
the
fancy.
AI overview on Google saying
No.
people view Parmesan cheese on a seafood delicacy
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
As vandalism.
Thanks, Big Bacchus. I think as a person with some Italian heritage in their DNA, I can have a say in this. And
You know,
say
I thought I was
Parmesan
more Italian.
and Parmesan and fish, pasta fish dishes. Yes.
I'm
Well,
telling
I
you.
mean, okay, and when I have my pasta olio with my scrod or my sea bass in white wine with capers, they always put Parmesan cheese on it.
Apparently, you're breaking some sort of rule.
You're breaking the Italian law.
What's up, Jason?
Well, like I said, I'm not Italian. I'm Puerto Rican.
That's
I have an Italian in me every once in a while, but
Hi, Jason.
but I go with my Puerto Rican taste buds mostly.
Fair enough.
And on that note, what do we have going this weekend?
We have the red party with the red pasta sauce. It's a weekend party, so both Friday and Saturday are going to be the same theme, which is red, because it's Valentine's Day. But yeah, so we're selling the weekend passes for it for $49 a person. You can get both Friday and Saturday's event ticket, so it's like literally just paying a $10 upgrade from a Friday. You're paying $10 for a Saturday ticket essentially if you planned on coming to Friday anyway. I mean Saturday, my bad. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a good weekend. Yeah, I mean that's
We're
literally
red.
it. Speaking of future events, though, I know G has some news he wants to share
Ooh.
involving a certain do.
I have to touch base on this, and this is just for clarity's sake. When I'm talking about seafood and pasta, I'm talking about a cream based or some sort of like garlic or butter. Definitely not a tomato based seafood pasta with Parmesan. I'm talking strictly white oil, butter.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yes, we actually have a huge announcement to make for next month. First, I know that Glowgasm is coming up in a couple of weeks, and there's been a lot of disappointment because some people did not get tickets. DJ Rakarani is going to be in the house for that, but I'm going to digress because I know there's no way for people to get tickets at this point. However, we just confirmed over the weekend that DJ Illust Rich is coming back to the Body Shop on March 12th excuse me, is it 12th or 15th? Now I'm confused. 15th.
12th is the other event.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We have two announcements. Coming back March 15th for St. Patrick's Day, the Lucky You, Lucky Me party. For those of you who were at the New Year's Eve party for 2023 into 2024, DJ Illust Rich was the DJ. We'll be flying him in from LA. I'm really excited for this, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those of you who are missing Glowgasm, now would be the time to go grab tickets for St. Patrick's Day. because that will likely sell out also.
It's another sellout event that doesn't, you guess it, have a wait list. So don't ask to be put on a wait list. Thank you.
It's just there's no real easy way to do that, folks. I know it would be great to excuse me, be able to put people on a wait list and just get your tickets, but it's a real pain in the dupa. But we do have another announcement. I did mention March 12th. Excuse me.
April.
Oh, April 12th.
We just talked about St. Patrick's Day, right?
I thought it was March 12th. I wrote it down on March 12th.
Oh yeah, March 12th. That is another new one.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I was like, okay, I was thinking you were talking about the other one. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know what the other one is, so
I'm about to find out what the other one is.
yeah,
now
put that one in chat, Mary.
Oh, April 12th. That one's already posted up.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what that one is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, halfway to Halloween for April 12th. Get your tickets.
But March 12th.
March 12th. For those of you who have been asking, we do have karaoke coming back.
Yay!
March 12th. Karaoke.
Oh,
Be there.
and we got a new DJ for that one, don't we?
We do.
We do.
Mary Lou, do you have any information on that available?
You know what? They haven't actually given me their DJ name.
Whoa.
I know. And like I reached
that
out,
is silly.
I reached out to them today and I didn't get a quote unquote time. But
let's just say it was a member referral. So
Yes.
we're happy to do that. We're bringing it back. It will be a Wednesday night, 8 to 12.
Mhm.
8 to 12. Tickets are $20 a person.
Yep. Yay.
Be there or be square.
Be there or be square. Is that live?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just got to change the graphic at some point.
Okay. Got it.
Cool.
Their style.
Okay.
Yeah, it's live.
Yay.
Cool. What else we got, folks?
Things. We're at an hour and 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Last week we had the Slut Union open house. There was a lot of new people.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had 6 Degrees of Sexuality.
Turned out great. Both events turned out great.
Random disclaimer for people who might be new and never attended a 6 Degrees of Sexuality and or didn't attend the one yesterday. Just because you chose a wristband color doesn't mean you're locked in on that for the duration of the event. If you at the beginning of the night are like, no, I'm feeling pretty shy, I don't want to play, give me a red wristband, and then you're like, damn, this club got some baddies, I want to play. Just because you're wearing a red wristband doesn't mean you're not allowed to play. You still can play. Consent is ever evolving and changing, and we at the club are aware of that and won't be like, red wristband in the play hallways? Back off.
And just because you were wearing green doesn't mean you automatically have to play with everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or that you will play with anyone.
Correct. One more thing I just want to say about 6 Degrees of Sexuality is I want to give a shout out to DJ Elo. Did a fantastic job. Dance floor was packed. A good portion of the night. Well attended event. Actually, overall, the whole weekend was great.
Mm-hmm.
Things have really begun to pick up here at the club, so we're excited for that. Yes, Bubbles, we did miss you over the weekend, but we understand that you were otherwise tied up, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't know if tied up is the right thing, but at any rate, I don't really have anything else. I think those two things, March 12th with karaoke, and March 15th with Lucky You, Lucky Me
Mm-hmm.
by Illust Rich.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
right. Well, you ready to sign things off? You want to?
Yeah.
Which one you want to do? Zoe, you want to do one or two?
What do you mean? Do I want to do both or just one? I'll do the application one. You can take Mary Lou.
You want me to do the application?
No,
Go
I'll do
ahead.
the application one.
Huh?
I'll do the application one because that one I know. That
You
one's
like you like chastising people. Go ahead.
yeah, duh. If you saw this live stream and you're like, damn, I want to be a part of that club. They seem swaggy as hell. You can apply at bodyshoppittsburgh.com. Click the apply now button. We have two options from there. You can do the apply by phone where me or another member of management staff will call you up. We'll chit chat. We'll walk you through the application. It is a paid service. But yeah, we'll help you with anything you need, help you through the application process. Or you can fill out the application yourself. Just scroll down a little bit further on the screen. Enter in your email address and what account type you would like, and then proceed from there. We're going to ask you random basic questions that you would commonly fill out on a dating profile. That is because our website is like a cross between Facebook and Tinder. We have a newsfeed. People have dating profiles. You can like, pass, or exchange passkeys with people. We have groups, instant messaging, all that fun stuff. Because of that, when you apply, you're filling out a profile to that website. You'll get some stat questions like what color are your eyes and what color is your hair, and those are optional, but there are some required ones. But there is 3 open-ended questions. What type of interactions are you seeking? What should others know about you? And describe your reasons of interest in joining the Body Shop. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Think back to elementary school when your teacher was like, hey Zoe, a paragraph is 3 to 5 sentences. 3 to 5 sentences. Put a paragraph in each of those open-ended responses. You know, it'll be a good
Tell
time.
us a little bit about yourself. Don't make us guess.
Yeah, you know, people come to the Body Shop to talk to people, to make friends, and to have fun. That's literally the entire point of why they joined a club. So if you say that too, it's kind of boring. Sorry.
Overgeneralized.
Be not overgeneralized.
Here's the basic way to. What makes you unique?
Right.
What is it about you that
You know,
would be interesting to other people?
I think everyone's looking for a pretty girly to get down with. You know, don't just be like, I'm looking for women and to talk to other people who are also in the lifestyle. Wow. Very original.
If you're not quite sure
Right.
what it is you're looking for and you're seeking a little guidance, you can visit marylou.com, speak to a board certified sexologist who is also well-versed in ethical non-monogamy, kink, polyamory, and the like. Visit marylou.com.
What a pause. An interest in fun is redundant. Agreed, Victor.
Yeah, I think, yes, there are some people that have different sort of tastes or interests in joining the club. But yeah, the last thing you want to do is just looking to have fun, looking to be new.
Right. And like, even if you aren't looking to like have interactions with people, there's better ways of wording it. Like, at the moment, my relationships are currently closed off, so I'm not looking to explore anything within the E&M or kink community, but I would be happy with watching and interacting in the space. That sounds so much better than just like, just want to watch. Wow. Just want to watch. Like, little same message, little bit more effort.
True. I'm still marveling at Bubbles saying that they weren't tied up, but their throat is still kind of raw.
Rope coat for the throat goat.
Anything else before we sign off here, guys?
Wrap it before you tap it. Yeah.
That's all I got for now.
Yeah.
All right, folks. So listen, once again, thank you for spending a little bit of time with us on a Monday evening. I know Mondays are a little rough sometimes for people. So thank you for that, especially those of you who are here virtually every week. Big Bacchus, Victor, Bubbles, our Sausage, Keith, some of the others, Migate. We really appreciate you guys jumping in here and being part of it and adding to the discussion. Otherwise, it would just be the three of us talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And we do that all
Can I also just say we went this entire time without talking about a single movie.
We did.
Why?
No, but we talked about porn.
We did talk about. That's fair. That's fair. We talked about Seinfeld, which was the show, so I was like, kind of pushing it. But damn, we did talk about adult films.
Bubbles, you're certainly welcome to share any information you like, because I would be curious to know what the collective number of inches would be on that particular thing. But you can always send that privately if you like to. So
I don't know why, but collective inches reminded me of you saying earlier, yeah, it just makes you get used to having people's balls on your face that you do not want on your face.
I'm like, what?
That was a quote from G about 4 hours ago.
Okay.
Fellow wrestlers know what I'm talking about.
Mm.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. Well, listen, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. If we don't see you this weekend, we will see you next Monday at 8:05 Eastern Standard Time. Hope you have a wonderful week. Have fun. Stay safe.
Yes.
Rub one out.
Rub one out.
You guys have a good night.
Bye, everyone.
Certified free, 7 days a week. That wet ass pussy good. My pull-out game weak. Ooh, yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Swimming in it, baby. I'ma bring a bucket and a mop, darling. Give you everything I got. I'm falling. Yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Beat it up, catch a charge, extra large and extra hard. Put your pussy in my face, swipe my nose like a credit card. I'm on top, you wanna ride, do a giggle while listen to spit in your mouth, girl, while you looking in my eyes. Your pussy is wet, I'ma take a dive, I'ma tie you up like you're a prize. Let's role play, I wear disguise, I'ma park my Mack truck and you can ride. Yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Swimming in it, baby. Yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Pussy. Gobble me, swallow me, drip it down inside of me. I gotta jump out before it gets inside of you. Tell me where to put it, but don't tell what you about to do. Talk your shit, baby, bite your lip, girl. Ask for a car while you riding that dick. Oh, I'm on top, you wanna ride. Do a giggle while listen to spit in your mouth, girl, while you looking in my eyes. Your pussy is wet, I'ma take a dive. I'ma tie you up like you're a